It's okay to feel confused or overwhelmed about starting or kickstarting your natural hair journey, but having basic knowledge about hair care, simple hair care routine, and what products to use will make the process a lot easier. Hi, it's Essie. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a guide packed with all the necessary information to help you kickstart your natural hair journey and to make the process a lot more easier. So without wasting much of your time, let's just dive right into the video and also start from the basics. We're going to start with what is natural hair. Natural hair is just simply the hair that grows out of your scalp, a hair that is not altered by chemical or anything, and your texture is still intact. There are two ways to go natural. You either beach chop or you transition. By beach chopping, you just basically cut off your whole relaxed hair and start afresh. Or you transition. Transitioning is basically when you stop relaxing your hair, allowing your natural hair to grow out. Then gradually, bit by bit, you can start trimming off your relaxed hair. Some people go as far as 6 months or even a year before they cut off their relaxed hair, while some people trim off their relaxed hair, the ends of their hair that is relaxed, every month. So it depends on you if you want to trim every month or probably every few months. Okay, that is the two ways to go natural. But one thing you need to understand is transitioning is not really easy because you'll be dealing with two textures, caring for your natural hair and also caring for your relaxed hair, trying to keep a balance between both. Now we're going to dive right into knowing your hair type. Before we go into this, I want to let you all know that I'm not really a fan of hair typing, considering how much of a division it has caused in the natural hair community. So I'm not really a fan, but it is important to know your hair type. That way you'll be able to tell certain hairstyles that would suit your hair and certain hairstyles that are just going to make it a lot more easier. So it is important to know your hair type, especially those that fall under the type 4 category, which I'm going to be talking about in this video, because many Africans or people of color, they all fall under this category. There are 3 known falls under this category: type 4A, type 4B, and type 4C. Type 4A simply has a large visible curl pattern that gets defined easily, so it has a S pattern, while type 4B has the Z or the zigzag pattern, meaning if you look at the hair, it looks like a Z. Okay, then type 4C also has a S pattern, but the pattern is very small, which makes it very hard for people to see. It also has a S pattern like type 4A. They are both similar, but the difference is the S pattern in type 4C is very tiny, making it very difficult. Many people think that type 4C don't have a curl pattern, but there is a curl pattern. Another thing is those with type 4C hair, their hair tend to shrink a whole lot. It shrinks more than the other falls. So that is just basically how to know if you are under the type 4 category, knowing you have like large S pattern or zig pattern. I also want you to understand that lots of people have the 3 falls on their head. So you can simply have type 4A, type 4B mix on one head. You can have all 3 on one head, but most importantly, you need to find out which predominates, which one you have more on your head. It just makes it more easier when it comes to defining your hair. The reason why knowing your curl pattern is important is it allows you to know what kind of hairstyle you make. Okay, imagine trying to do wash and go and then you're trying to compare your type 4 wash and go to a type 3 wash and go. It's not going to be the same. Or you're trying to compare your type 4A wash and go to a type 4C wash and go. It's not going to be the same. So this allows you not to be frustrated because you already know the type of hair you have and what to expect. So the most important thing is just to embrace whatever hair type you have and understand that your hair type is very, 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 very unique. So let's just go into hair porosity and what it means. Your hair's porosity allows you to choose the right products and techniques to use to retain moisture. Now, a hair porosity basically means your hair's ability to absorb moisture and also retain moisture. We have 3 types of hair porosity. We have low porosity, high porosity, and medium porosity. Low porosity has a very tight cuticle, which means that it is hard for product to get into the hair. It is hard for your hair to absorb moisture in, but once it absorbs that moisture, it retains it very, very well. For high porosity, it absorbs moisture very quickly but loses that moisture concurrently due to the holes present in the hair's cuticle. So the tiny holes present in your hair cuticle make it very difficult for those with high porosity to retain moisture. Now for medium porosity, Your hair absorbs moisture very well if you know the right technique to use, if you fall under that category, and also retains it very, very well. Next, there are different ways to test your hair's porosity, but this is basically the one I prefer, and this is the one I use. You can tell your hair's porosity by simply washing your hair. You want to start off on a clean hair. When you wash your hair, do not apply any product. Allow your hair to dry naturally. Do not do anything to it. Watch how fast your hair dries. If it dries very, very fast, it means that you have high porosity. If it takes time to dry and you have beads of water on your hair, then you have low porosity. Even before then, when you're trying to wet your hair, if it takes time for your hair to get wet, it means you have low porosity. Then for medium porosity, your hair just absorbs that water very well, naturally it absorbs the water very well. So that is just the easiest way to know your hair's porosity, how fast your hair dries up when you wash it, or how fast your hair absorbs. Just by wetting your hair, you can tell if your hair is getting that water in very fast. If you are low porosity, which I fall under, you're going to see some beads of water on your hair, and it's going to take time for ordinary water to get into your hair because you have low porosity and your hair just do not allow products very easily. Low porosity is an introvert. They don't make friends, but if they eventually do, they try to keep that friend close to them. Okay, so that's basically how to know. You can also have the 3 porosities on one head. That is another thing. You can also have the 3 porosities, but most importantly, find out which porosity dominates your head. Okay, that way you can tell what technique and what product to use, right? For high porosity, you need more protein than moisture. Not like you do not need moisture. Generally, every hair type need moisture. If you have a high porosity hair, then you need more protein, because this protein will just go in and also kind of like patch those tiny holes in your hair's cuticle. If you have holes in your hair's cuticle, protein is just going to go there and like lock it in, which is why I said you need light protein, because they have like some protein that can be very strong, like keratin. So you need something a little bit lighter, especially during your wash days. So you interchange with protein and also moisture. Okay, for high porosity. Another thing for those with high porosity is washing your hair using aloe vera gel would also help, because it has a lower pH level, which means that it can help you close up your hair's cuticle. So when you're moisturizing, you can apply aloe vera gel before you seal your moisture, which we're going to talk about so you don't get confused. For low porosity hair, trying to get moisture in, you need an indirect heat to set your cuticle open. One, you're going to start with the water you're using to wash your hair. Make sure that you're using warm water to wash your hair. 2, when you're deep conditioning, make sure that you're using some sort of heat, but it's okay if you don't have, so don't feel pressured. Just make sure you're using like a steam cap to set your cuticle, but using warm water is also substantial, so you don't have to force it. For medium porosity, just simply listen to your hair. This is basically listen to your hair and whatever it needs. You can use warm water to also set your cuticle, because it's important to let products get into your hair regardless of what porosity you have. So your priority is letting products get into your hair regardless of what porosity you have. So even if you have medium porosity, low porosity, high porosity, the most important thing is letting that product get into your hair rather than sitting on the surface of your hair. Now, next thing we're going to be talking about is the basic products you need to kickstart your natural hair journey. Starting your natural hair journey, you do not need to break a bank, you do not need this and that. You need just basic products. When I mean basic products, these products are the products that can also help you retain length, retain moisture, and also reduce breakage. Now let's start from the number 1 is your sulfate-free shampoo. The reason I said sulfate-free is because sulfate is not entirely bad, but you don't want to use sulfate in your hair all the time, especially as a newcomer. Yes, welcome. You don't want to use sulfate so it doesn't leave your hair dry, and brittle. You want to start off with a moisturizing shampoo that does not contain sulfate, so it's going to wash your hair, cleanse your hair, and also not strip your hair that much when you shampoo your hair. 2, a deep conditioner. We have 2 types of deep conditioner. We have a protein deep conditioner and a moisture deep conditioner. A protein deep conditioner is responsible for strengthening your hair and repairing damage, and also improving your hair's elasticity. So without protein, your hair might feel too soft and will break. Protein treatment is done every 4 to 6 weeks, and you also want to interchange it with your moisture, which is why I said adding protein, a light protein, to your wash day routine as someone that has high porosity will help a lot. For instance, you wash your hair twice in 2 months. The first time you're going to wash your hair in the month, you use a moisturizing deep conditioner, and the next time you're going to wash your hair, you use a protein deep conditioner, because it is very important. Mostly depending on the current health of your hair's porosity, and also if your hair is chemically treated. For those that dye their hair and those that their hair is always straightened, you need a protein treatment basically all the time whenever you wash your hair, just to provide your hair with that much strength. Those that have low porosity, you want to do your protein treatment once in 5 to 6 weeks. You don't need too much protein in your hair, you need more of moisture in your hair. For moisture treatment, moisture is responsible for making your hair soft, pliable and manageable. You see how you're able to touch your hair, do this to your hair and all that? It's the job of a moisture treatment, a moisture deep conditioner. It's going to make your hair soft and make your hair really manageable whenever you're trying to style or whenever you're trying to do whatever you want to do to your hair. Moisture deep conditioning treatment is done on every wash day. Depending on the individual, it's done on every wash day. Not like protein that you can do once in 4 weeks or once in 6 weeks. Now, knowing how to strike a moisture and a protein treatment is very important. You can tell your hair needs moisture if your hair feels too strong, too stiff, and you just can't get your fingers through your hair. It means you need moisture. You can tell your hair needs protein if your hair feels too soft and it doesn't have no weight at all. If your hair just feels really weightless, limp, lifeless, whatever less that you can think of, then you need a protein treatment. So listening to your hair and knowing what product your hair needs. So these two deep conditioners are very important when it comes to your natural hair, and they are responsible for the health of your hair. So you don't want to play with that, especially on wash days. Now on to the next one. You need your leave-in conditioner. Like the name implies, a leave-in conditioner is left in your hair after you've washed your hair, you've deep conditioned your hair. You want to apply your leave-in conditioner next. This is going to help smoothing your hair's cuticle and also making your hair really hydrated and moisturized. The next is your hair butter. This is to help seal all the products you've applied in your hair. It's going to seal the products in so your hair can retain moisture. Alright? A quick synopsis: you need a sulfate-free shampoo, your deep conditioner, both deep conditioners, your leave-in conditioner, and your hair butter. These are the products that you need to start your natural hair journey, and these are the only products you even need to care for your natural hair. You don't need to do any other thing. Yes, let's talk about a simple hair care routine that you can follow as a new natural. So I'm just going to share like a standard hair care routine. Once you've come to understand your hair very much, you can tweak it, but this is the most standard and the most basic hair care routine that I can share. 1, washing your hair ideally twice in a month. Okay, unless you have dandruff. If you have dandruff, then you can wash your scalp once in a week to get rid of flakes and dead skin cells on your scalp. But if you do not have dandruff, just try washing your hair once in 2 weeks. Unless it's a thing of choice, then you can wash once a week. But ideally, wash your hair once, shampoo your hair once in 2 weeks. After shampooing, you want to go in with a moisturizing deep conditioner. Like I said, you do this treatment on every wash day. Once you apply your deep conditioner, leave it in your hair for 30 to 45 minutes, cover with a shower cap, and then rinse off with warm water. After rinsing off, you want to go on ahead to apply your leave-in conditioner. After applying your leave-in conditioner, then you apply your hair butter. Make sure that you're doing all this application in sections, because it just makes it very easy for your hair to absorb all the products and for all the products to touch each individual strands. It just makes it much more better, and it also allows you to retain moisture. So after your leave-in conditioner, like applying your leave-in conditioner, you want to go in with your hair butter. Make sure you're focusing on the ends of your hair, and then that's it. After the whole application, you want to go ahead and style your hair. When you style your hair, go for hairstyles like 2-strand twists, mini braids, cornrows to kickstart your natural hair journey. And once you've styled your hair, the reason I said this hairstyle is just hairstyles that can allow you to re-moisturize your hair. So if you want to use attachment or extension, that's your choice, but I'm just giving you an option. I'm just giving you an example of something that you can do. So leave that hairstyle for at least 2 weeks or 3 weeks before you take it down. When you take that hairstyle down, repeat this process again. This is a very simple hair care routine, and this is how you can grow your hair. Now, going over to hair growth is not as complicated as we see it. Natural hair growth is a very simple process, and I'm going to share with you how to grow your natural hair because it's also part of the video. 1, how to grow your natural hair is, first things first, you need to understand that our hair grows on an average of ½ an inch a month, which means that in 1 month you're getting ½ an inch. There is no product that can give you or double that ½ an inch unless your hair grows faster than that, but on an average your hair grows half an inch a month. So if you're able to keep that half an inch a month, and the upper month you have half an inch, in 2 months you should be having 1 inch of growth. So if you are able to retain every growth that you get every month, then you should be able to retain length. If you're able to retain 4 to 6 inches in a year, that is a very good progress. It means that you did a very good job. When I talked about styling your hair and then repeating the same process, this is to allow your hair breathe, do not disturb your hair. So that way, when you keep making your hair, you wash your hair when you're supposed to, you deep condition, you moisturize. This allows your hair to breathe, also reduces manipulation. The only way to grow your natural hair is by reducing breakage. And the only way to reduce breakage is to reduce manipulation. So when I said style your hair, I mean style your hair to reduce breakage, therefore retaining your length. I'm going to make a more detailed video on this. Alternatively, you can purchase my ebook. The link is in my bio. I have a book that I wrote about growing long hair 101 and how to stop breakage, thereby leading to length retention. Another thing you need to understand is trimming your hair. Trimming your hair is important and it should be in your hair care regimen. Trimming your hair is important. It gives room for healthy length retention. So knowing this will also help. You don't just trim, you only trim when it's necessary. So since you're just starting off, you want to focus more on how to care for your natural hair, and that is what this video is about. If you've watched this video to this extent, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe, and then leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll be there to respond to your question. The last on my list is knowing your basic tools, the basic tools that you need to start your natural hair journey. 1, your spray bottle. This allows you to spray water in your hair when you need to re-moisturize your hair, or when you have like some liquid product that you want to apply to your hair. It just makes it easy. 2, you need your shears. Shears is your hair scissors that you use to trim your hair. It is very important to own one so it can give you a clean and clear cut when it's time to trim your hair. 3, you need your white tooth comb and also your rat tail comb. White tooth comb for detangling your hair, rat tail comb for giving you that clean and neat part. Don't forget your hair clips, your crocodile clips and your sectioning clips. These clips are important when it comes to sectioning your hair and applying products to your hair. Another one is your shower cap. This is used whenever you're conditioning your hair to allow product to absorb more into your hair strands. And also your applicator bottle. There are other tools that you need, but these are like the basic tools you just need to kickstart your natural hair journey. So I think that is the end of today's video, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. I also want to say thank you for watching today's video. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video.